Hey guys, Arcaicskidz here, derailed courtesy of Arcaicskidz. I just want to jump in here right quick and I'm going to throw a special shout out to a few people. Obviously, Reed Coverdell, who is very quickly becoming like a king of the libertarian movement, David Fite, Stacy for Truth, Jeremy Todd, obviously Dave Smith for being able to take the time to talk to people like Reed and David and them. I like what's happening in the Libertarian Party. I'm a big fan of it. We've all been doing a couple things behind the scenes that you'll all very quickly, hopefully, really soon, be learning about. I look forward to being able to tell you all about it. I've been having a really good time with doing this show. I've got some pretty good guests coming up that I think you guys will enjoy. Hopefully you do. If you don't, I'll enjoy it. So, I mean, that works for me. I do want to, I want to drop a couple of thoughts here. The Kentucky tweet, I'm probably the wrong guy to speak to this because I am not Jewish, but I think that tweet, and I think a lot of tweets like that, or conversations like that get taken. They get taken to a place that is not really what people intend for them to be, and I think that basically just comes down to, one of the things, and I'm going to say this. They say that Nazi comparisons or Holocaust comparisons are lazy, and that might be true. I can see that there could be some argument to that, but also just attacking them immediately is also lazy. You don't want to put forward the thought process required to say, hey, why did they do that? Why did they say that? That's lazy, in my opinion. So let's cover one thing for absolute certain. And Karen Ann, who was on the show a couple of days ago, and Matt, big shout out to her. Thanks for coming on. She made a very relevant point, which is that you compare X to Y for a reason. And there's something there that you see. It's a historical basis that is concerning. And I think that's the argument of that tweet, or at least should be. That's not what happens anymore. These days, all we do is go, well, you can't compare that. Well, no, you can't compare that until it happens again. History repeats itself. This is absolute. It continues to happen. And the reason it happens is because we consistently ignore history, or we say, well, you can't compare anything that's happening now to then. Here's the thing, and I want to make this clear. History repeats because we refuse to acknowledge that things repeat. And so the Holocaust did not happen overnight. It did not. And I understand the plight of the Jewish people, but here's another thing that I don't think people pay attention to. I don't think they understand. Jewish people were not the only people that died in the Holocaust. And I don't mean even during the Holocaust. I don't mean Germany's march across Europe and then eventually into Russia. There were a huge amount of Christians that died stopping that atrocity. They didn't know that's what they were doing at the time. America, the majority of the world, did not know what was happening to the Jewish people. You can blame the free press for that. The most bloodthirsty creatures on the face of the planet. However, they didn't know. But the point is, they are the ones that stopped it. And they died. They gave their blood, which ended in that atrocity being stopped. And that's something that I think always gets left out of that messaging. Were they rounded up? Were they tortured? Yes, actually, some of them were. But no, not at that same level. But here's the thing. We need to stop forgetting history, and we have. That's a problem. That's why you've been locked in your damn house for the last year. That's why your governor gets to tell you, or your mayor, or your whatever, gets to tell you what you can and cannot do at any given point. You people need to grow a spine. You need to stand up. And I don't care. Like, you can say that the Kentucky tweet was mean or bad or whatever. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care about that. What I do care about is that history, when it's repeating and people see it, do not just blast them because, oh, well, it's not as bad. We know it's not as bad. But the Holocaust didn't start overnight. These things happen. They don't happen overnight. Okay? Takes time. But time always, always shows history. And look, the bottom line is insensitive, maybe. Is that what's necessary sometimes? Absolutely. So I just want to throw that out there. And then as far as everything else goes, I mean, I understand that people get upset about things like that. I do. I completely get it. I appreciate it. I think people are, kind of sissies, a little over emotional many, many times. Reed, who happens to be spamming the chat right now because he loves to do that, is one of those over emotional people. No, actually, Reed's awesome. And you should definitely follow him on Naturalist, Capitalist, or Communist. I don't know what he's going with these days. Anyway, my point is, whether you agreed with the tweet, didn't agree with the tweet, doesn't matter. The point is, I think that we all absolutely have to agree with the fact that we cannot allow any of this nonsense to happen. And I don't want to hear the free market argument that Nevada tried to make, because that's just absolutely ridiculous. Dude, get out of my chat. Here's the thing. Government and business are essentially the same thing at this point. The major corporations are just another arm of government. Now, how do we handle that? Not entirely sure. You're probably going to need to talk to someone smarter than me. One thing I would say for sure is stop giving corporations money. Maybe that's just thought. The point is that when government coerces business, then is it even business anymore? Is there a free market if government can say, hey, you're either going to do what we say, or we're going to just fuck your entire life up. So I'm just saying, free market is a great idea and a libertarian principle, and I support it wholeheartedly. However, that's not what we have. We do not have that. And until we do have that, we're going to have a whole lot of problems, especially if libertarians do not understand that this is not a free market, has not been a free market for a very long time. And when government can just go to the quote unquote free market and say, we want you to do this thing, and they go, you're right, you got it, boss, and they just do it, it's not a free market. Okay? It's not. It is the actual definition of fascism. It's the combination of corporation and state. That's a problem. We need to face that. So I am 100% against these nutbag policies like COVID passports, whether that's private or public, because to me right now, they're all the same damn thing. So Anyway, just want to throw that out there. You all need to make sure that you follow Reed Coverdale, even though he's basically a communist. Y'all have a good one.